Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Resco product webinar, Autumn edition. First of all, I would like to thank you for your time spending with us. So let me start with some housekeeping rules. First, we will record the whole session and later we will share it on the YouTube. All the attendees will be muted throughout the whole webinar, but you can use also the chat functionality to ask the questions. If we will know the answer, we will say directly on the webinar, or we will share it via email. And also we have prepared a short poll for you to participate throughout the webinar. So today's webinar will be about version 15.2, which has been released in the late September. Speakers will be me, Edward Kessely, Peter Matejk, and Michal Magnusek from the Product Management Department. What you can learn today. On today's webinar, you can expect updates on multiple components within platform, such as schedule board, with more advanced filtering. We will tell you more about the questionnaires module, and we will also tell you what we are doing within Resco Cloud, such as migration to the Azure and more integration options. And finally, we will also tell you something about the Resco Guides, which is our newest addition to the platform. Okay, so let me start with the platform features and platform components, and one of the components will be schedule board. So what we are doing within the schedule board. In the last 2 years, we have received multiple requests from our customers or potential prospects to handle emergency cases where it comes to the scheduling. In such sensitive moments, it is really essential to know who from resources are free and who can do the job immediately or is the closest to the job and can do the job ASAP. So basically in such situation, every single customer or every single service company need to have the exact overview of all the personnel and all the technicians. So what was our goal? We have sit to the drawing table and wanted to bring users of the schedule board more advanced options, how they can filter and select the most appropriate resource to do the job in an emergency case. So what is our solution? Our solution is to show the schedule manager only those resources or those technicians who are eligible and most accessible to do the job. So there are filtering options such as skills, territories, or even distance. Basically, how you can set it up, how this can be enabled. This is available in the Woodford in the configuration of the schedule board, and as you can see on the picture, in the resource tab, there are new options to enable filtering of resources when a source is selected. And of course, you can even select which kind of criteria can be applied or can be validated for the proper selection and filtering of the users, such as skills, territories, or maximum distance. And if you even would like to know a real-time data where the resource is located, you can even enable or use the live location data. But basically, if you would like to do this, or if you would like to, track the users, you need to also enable it in the project and enable the location tracking. So what is the logic behind of this filtering? Because there might be a lot of sources where it comes to the location, for example, and we have also implemented some logic behind. And first, it looks at the data taken from the real-time GPS of the technicians when it is enabled. This information need to be, really very fresh. So basically, it's not older than 1 hour. Then it also takes the information about the ongoing tasks. Also, it takes the information about the last finished task or upcoming task location. Then it takes the information, for example, of the home address, and at last the office address. So basically there is a hierarchy of the data from which it takes the location of every single resource. Let me show you how does it look like and how does the filtering works, and what it shows as a result. So basically, as you can see on the screen, it's a schedule board. On the left side you can see the resources, on the right side you can see the sources. In this case it can be, for example, it can be a work order, and basically scheduler would like to know who is the most eligible to do some job. So let me show you on this really short animation how it can be done or achieved. So we have resources, we have source, we can select one source, and it will automatically filter, and of course also sort the most appropriate resource. And even I can enable the live mode when it is available, so it will also filter the resources according to their location or live location. Okay, what are the other schedule board improvements? There is also edit confirmation button. It's like really very small kind of addition to the filtering dialog on the schedule board. Previously, you just needed to click outside of the dialog window. Right now, we definitely would like to have the confirmation of the user by clicking of the button. Also, what we find as a really small usability improvement, after all those resources have been, for example, filtered, and when the schedule manager decided to schedule some work to some resource after performing drag and drop activity, so basically just scheduling some activity to the resource, schedule manager before he or she could lose the focus as the freshly scheduled work order was not highlighted. Right now what we achieved, as you can see also in this kind of demo, that after performing this drag and drop activity, the scheduled work order is highlighted. So basically it's visible where it is or to whom it has been scheduled. What we have improved, for example, for the platform, other small improvements which we really find really useful. One of them is related to the buttons. So now it is also possible to bind comments to buttons defined on the form. So basically you do not need to specify button click rules. So just by tapping the button on the form, it will trigger selected command. Second improvement is regarding the MDM support. We have improved the process of requesting of custom build directly in the Woodford. There is also the support for standard key value configuration for Android devices, for Intune MDM tool, so admins are even able to more precisely tune the MDM settings using standardized tools. And of course, we added the support for Citrix Xen Mobile. Now I would like to switch to my colleague, Peter. He will tell you something more about the newest addition to the inspections.
Thank you, Edo, and welcome everyone. My name is Peter, and I walk you through updates that we have done on inspections. First update is related to our grid layout editor. You may know our old version. It was already in use for some time, and it wasn't bad. It took you from A to B, and it has its advantages. But we have recognized that there is some room for improvement. So we brought some functions and new design that will help you in your daily life and work. Now you can add and remove columns and rows in the same way as you are used to from Excel. Also, questions are numbered so that it's more easy to locate them and work with them. Third update is that you can see visual indicator that shows that you have more questions stuck in the same cell, and at the same time you can also switch among those. So it's now more easy to navigate and use it. Next update is related to reports and localizations. We have some customers who face the problem that question labels and values in localized reports were shown in default language, not in the language of the questionnaire selected by the user. So we came up with a solution, and now if you choose a language of your questionnaire, for example English, you would be able to see that language also on report. And of course, if you don't like this selection, if you want to run that report in different language, you can do that in settings of mobile report. The next update is related to questionnaires in Dynamics. The problem that we have solved here is that it was only possible to complete questionnaires in mobile app, but we have situations where users and managers needed to complete these questionnaires also directly from Dynamics. So now there is a new button, as you can see, Run Player, after which you would be able to edit questionnaire directly in Dynamics itself. It would have the same experience as you have in mobile app, but it would be directly from Dynamics. The next improvement is related to tagged image. You know that we have this functionality already built in and in use for some time, and there was an old component that was used there in questionnaires, and this component was replaced by a new one which is there with this release, and it will allow you to zoom in, zoom out, and it will also bring you the same experience that you can know from forms. Okay, that would be it from me, and now I pass my word to Michal. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Greetings, everyone, and hi to everyone who is on the other side. We are here in the Resco in Bratislava, in the headquarters, in the studio, so I will just start with the slides. So first thing which we add, and the features which we provided in the last release of our new family member of the Resco Guides, is the knowledge harvesting. And this feature is like a natural way how we improve the whole ecosystem of the guides, because we want to allow our partners and customers to bring more ways how to get more knowledge and content into the application. So knowledge harvesting provide the tools to collect the data, collect the pictures, videos, and create the guides directly in the field, which allows people in the field to collect the data and create something like drafts for the people who are responsible for review and finalizing the whole content for other people in the field. So this is basically the way how you can generate the content for other people, newcomers, and other people in the field who are not that much experts in that area, and you are creating the common knowledge of everything what is happening in the field. So this is the simple way how you can generate the value which was before maybe part of the process of selected people in the field, but this is how you can share it generally within the whole team. The second thing is the supporting video content, which means that you are able not just to bring the pictures, photos, and videos to the guides, but for sure people like to see how things really works, and how they can do something like in the video guides. So it's obvious that we also add this kind of functionality. So what you are able to do is to upload videos into the steps of the guides. So people will be able to check the guides and play the video to understand how things should work. And also we add the functionality of supporting YouTube videos. If you already have some content which is private or public, it's up to you. You can add these links directly into guides, so people in the field are able to take a look on these videos during the process of fixing things or doing some inspection, whatever they would like to do with the guide. So this content will be directly available for them without leaving the application. So it's like natively part of the application to watch the video, no matter if it's the video stored in our database or it's stored on the YouTube. We add a couple of small enhancements. Most of them are like triggered from the feedback of our customers and partners. So we did some visually optimized things to allow our users to make the guides much more easier and to work with them much more convenient. We support multiple images into the one step of the guide. We did some improvements of steps management. We improved the multimedia content, the viewing of the content, supporting videos from YouTube, as I mentioned, and for sure we did some couple of bug fixes, as usual, constantly improving the whole experience from the application. So that's basically it from the Houston, and at the end of this part I would like to mention one thing which we are preparing and getting ready in Resco, because as I mentioned at the beginning, we have this application as the newest member of our Resco family. So this project is the youngest one, and we would like to customize it and improve it based on the feedback from our partners and customers. And that's the reason why we started with the definition of the pilot program for our partners and customers to get feedback and interaction with you guys to make this product as best as possible regarding the needs which you have. So soon you will be contacted regarding this pilot program. There will be a lot of information about what will be beneficial for you, not only just the product, but a lot of services which will provide regarding this pilot. So you will be able to get much more value from the content which maybe you already have, or you have it maybe in different kind of sources or documents in the company, and you would like to make it much more consolidated and improve it in general to have the common knowledge of the whole team. So this is the thing which we will provide in the pilot program. So I will be part of it, so we can discuss it directly during the whole process if you will be interested. Okay, so now I will give my words to myself again, because I will speak also about the Resco Cloud and the features which we improved in last quarter. As we mentioned in last webinar, we did the magic behind the scenes, which is Microsoft Azure migration, and we almost finished it. And within this migration from AWS, thank you Amazon, we migrated almost everything to the Azure because we are Microsoft positive. And all services are now available, like web services and web applications directly on Microsoft Azure. And the last thing which we need to do is to clean the last room, which is the Salesforce organizations, which we will migrate during the last week of November, so coming soon. And partially, one of the things which we did also hand in hand with the migration is the cleanup of our URLs or app domains. So now all applications are on the one URL. So Resco Cloud applications you can find on app.resco.net. Previously, it was a lot of various URLs for Resco Cloud, for routes, for inspections, but now all applications you can find on app.resco.net. The thing which you should do firstly is to select your organization name. That's the thing which we also clean up, because there was a kind of duplications between the various applications. But now if you select the organization, you will be automatically redirected to the right application, no matter if it's Resco Cloud, routes, or inspections. So keep in mind that all applications are hosted on app.resco.net. Previous all URLs will be soon deprecated, so just use the new URL for using our apps. Other features which we developed in the last quarter, it was the email integration for the Office 365. Previously, you know that we have the SMTP integration, which is for sure nice if you have the proprietary services or email server, but most of you guys, you're using the Office 365, which is a cloud-based solution, and because of this purpose, we decided to provide the direct integration with this kind of service. So it's already available. So if you use this kind of a service, you're able to set up it. For sure, regarding the authentication and how the world is changing regarding the authentication, we also provide the auth integration as a part of these new features. And the whole setup is pretty quick and fast, so we can set up this integration in a few clicks. Another communication integration is the SMS integration, which provides you the simple thing. Yeah, it's sending SMS for various purposes. The main motivation for us was to provide the SMS authentication code sending. So if you would like to use the login service within the one-time password sent by SMS, you can use this kind of feature for authentication. And secondly, we decided to do it more complex. So if you would like to use the SMS as a tool for various kind of purposes in the Resco Cloud, you are able to send SMS as a part of the processes, whatever you can imagine. So if there is some event which you would like to use an SMS or send some SMS notification that something happened in the process, you are able to do it pretty simple, because as a part of the SMS integration, you can use Resco processes to trigger the action and send the SMS, and you can define who will be the person who will receive the SMS, what will be the form, what will be the text in the SMS, and all this kind of stuff. What is also nice is that you are able to do it with various providers, so it's completely independent on the SMS provider, so we are able to select which one you prefer. What is nice in the SMS world is that the whole standard is pretty much strictly defined, so it's not that complicated to make it independent. So that's the thing which we did. And if you would like to use it with various providers, you are able to do it. But the one thing which we used as a much more simpler way of the setuping SMS gateway was the AWS, but feel free to use gateway or service which you prefer. Another thing which we delivered in the Resco Cloud is the blob storage feature, and the external blob storage feature, because yes, we stored all multimedia content as base64 in the database, which is not that ideal. So we decided to make it much more, let's say, uptime. And the thing we did is that we allow you to use third-party services like Azure Storage, Amazon S3, and lose some weight of your database and speed up your application while using a lot of multimedia content. So the file system is supporting various third-party cloud storages. Soon we will provide also another Microsoft services like SharePoint, maybe OneDrive later on. But in general, there is migration which gets all data collected in the database in base64 and populate directly into the cloud storage, where we change this approach and store in database only the links to have an access to this content. So the database will be much more lighter. You will have only the text content in the database, and you will store the relations of multimedia content in the database. Yes, much more easier and simple. Okay, so that's from my side. There is one more additional thing, which is release notes. For sure, everything what was mentioned here, and sorry for the problems which we had at the beginning, but everything you can find here in the release notes. There is everything written, and if you will have any questions, you can reach out all of us. And now I think there is a session of the poll. So here we go.
Thank you, Michal. And now it's time for a poll. We have one question or request for you. Resco is developing a new feature that we call for now data mapping, and this new feature will enable users of our mobile application and questionnaire to create and update records directly in Dynamics. So we would like to ask you on your opinion and basically for your help in this. So if you have some clients or if you would see a use of this new feature, please let us know, and we can build this feature together so that it matches your exact requirements of your use cases. So please let us know if you are interested to participate in this, and we will be in touch with you later on. So we are getting responses. We have a few last seconds left. So for those of you who want to participate, please let us know. We have a few last seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much. And we can share results with you. So yeah, 73% of you will be interested. So thank you very much for this, and we will be definitely in touch with you. Next, we have also received one question from you, from Millie. She's asking whether we can share some more information regarding in regards to tagged image feature. We definitely will, and you can also find something more about it on our Wikipedia. So that would be it from me. Thank you very much, and I will give my word back to Edo. Thanks.
So we will give it a couple of minutes, 1-2 minutes. If you have other questions, you can ask right now. You can just write it into the chat. We will try to answer. As just to mention, as I mentioned at the beginning, we will share this video with you. We will link it on our YouTube channel. There is a link for our wiki where you have all the whole release notes with all those features we have released during the last release. Okay, let us know if you would like to ask something, or you would like to hear something from us, or have any other questions. Okay. So again, I would like to thank you for your time spending with us. Hopefully it was helpful for you to understand why we are creating or why we are releasing these features. And we would be really grateful if you can also help us to improve and fill out the 2 minutes questionnaire, which will be shared with you just right after this webinar. So it was a pleasure for us to talk to you and to give you this kind of information. And I believe we will see each other on the next webinar session. So thank you very much and have a great day.